Previously on King's Customs.
Today we're going to be taking a 2016 GMC half ton and turning it into a King's Custom Edition. Right out of the box, a chrome bug deflector. Comes really well wrapped in plastic. Be sure to peel off enough so that it won't get in the way of when you're installing it, but don't peel off too much that you're going to risk scratching it during installation. Do not tighten them all the way. Do that final tightening with a screwdriver. That is how you install a GM foot protector. We're going to be installing a Cloud Rider screed front. Here are the pieces. They've already been test fitted to the vehicle. We have to install this hardware. These little guys are meant for this bottom one, and the rest of it is for the big ones. You have to install it or prep everything on the bench before installing it on the vehicle. Basically, just have to start these guys on there. And then these little nuts with nylon in them, they only have to go on a couple threads because they don't hold anything in place. They just prevent the actual bracket from falling off, which very rarely happens. So as long as the end of the nut is just past the end of the bolt, a thread or two. And we just have to do that to the rest of them, and then we can install it onto the vehicle. We got all these grill inserts prepped and ready to go on the vehicle. You can step over here where I already started to do this one. You can see how the piece goes in between there and hooks onto the cross parts in between the grill. So when you put this one on, you have to turn it sideways, and then you can use the end of the bolt, turn it, and then when you pull out like that, you can see how it grabbed and it's actually tight there now. And from there, you basically just tighten them up with a screwdriver. If it's easier, you can actually reach through the grill and hold the piece on there. Just suck it in tight with a screwdriver. We don't typically recommend using a drill on these things because they are pretty thin metal and they can dent if you get them too tight. It might take a little bit longer, but the end result you'll be more happy with. Can't get my hand in that one. So we actually, if you take a little tool and you pull out in here, it'll keep the back piece, the bracket, from falling off as you're tightening it. We'll move on to the next row before we tighten them all up. Once you got all the other pieces in, just go through with your screwdriver and just make sure all the screws are about the same tightness so that the inserts won't fall off. And that is how you install a Cloud Rider screen front. Next we're going to be installing these chrome vent visors. Again, they are a two-sided taped accessory, so you really only get one shot at installing it.